Hello and welcome to Market Psychology 101, where we look for value in the markets when there's fear and are cautious when there's greed. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the top altcoins available on Coinbase and or Robinhood. I think we'll take a look at XRP, Solana, DOGE, Chainlink. How about we take a look at Cardano as well? Nearly skipped over that one. And then we'll finish off with Near Protocol. We haven't talked about Near in a while. If there are any altcoins available on Coinbase or Robinhood you would like for me to talk about in a future bonus altcoin video, please comment that below. Happy to do it for you guys. So first, let's head on over to Crypto Fear and Greed. We are still up in extreme greed, and we are currently making lower highs and lower lows. So do keep that in mind. This is what happened in March. And after the peak, we did slowly go downward sideways for a bit before we eventually shot up again. So are we at a local top? It's possible. Right now, we want to see greed stay high, or at least stay up, in my opinion, above 60, 70 in greed. But sometimes this can be sort of a leading indicator. So do keep an eye on that. Of course, as we talk about altcoins, make sure you educate yourself about Bitcoin dominance. And for any new retail viewers, what that means is currently, right now, around 57% of all money that's in crypto is in Bitcoin. When that dominance goes down and there's a rotation, in 2017, that rotation lasted a month. 2021, that rotation lasted a month and a half. When there's that rotation from money in Bitcoin into altcoins, that's when there's been the alt season explosion, when some alts can go 10x, 20x, or more. Now, bear in mind, since the bottom, a lot of these have already 5x or 10x. So try to temper your expectations as far as which alts can run. As you get into lower cap altcoins on the way down, something like Jasmy or DNT, I'm not telling you to buy those, but as you get down into those lower caps, they can have the potential for higher multiples, but they are more risky plays. As we take a look at Bitcoin dominance here, you can see after that move down, it did have another spike up. So if we were to take a look at it on the weekly time frame, came down to this 50-week moving average. Okay, great. And then as we go to the daily time frame, it came up to the 200-day moving average as resistance. So just something to keep an eye on. Let's go over to the alt season index. And as you can see, we are making higher highs, higher lows. Did have a little peak, but maybe it's going to come back down to this 30 level. In the past crypto cycle, we did have these peaks when alts were running. This was truly alt season right here, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. So alts can still have a lot of room to run if you're in the right ones. And some alts, as you know, already ran. We also talk about the crypto cycles here on this channel, the rainbow chart. We're just looking for areas and indicators to let us know when is a good time to buy, when is a good time to sell. On my channel, I try to answer that essential question. Is now a good time to buy? Is now a better time to sell? Instead of, like so many crypto YouTubers and people on X, getting caught up in predictions. Predictions are fine and good. Most of the time, though, they're not going to come true. So you want a strategy. You want a plan. And I will share I think, easy to understand indicators that are part of my plan that say, where are the discounted levels? And I also show you indicators like this and Bitcoin dominance that, okay, what are we looking for signs in the market when it's time to sell? So where are the good levels to buy? Where are the good times to sell? And Bitcoin dominance, if it gets in the low 40% in the past, that's been a good time to sell when it first gets down there. And as far as buying, a couple things I look at are the Fibonacci levels, which right now it's off log scale. It's given us this price target that Bitcoin just got to at around 102K. But I also take a look at these moving averages. I'll show you the indicator there, the EMA 2050, 100, 200. There's also buy sell signal indicators we can use as well. So let's get into Bitcoin, then we'll take a look at XRP. So Bitcoin, we're here on the daily, and if we zoom way in, you can see there is a sell signal on the daily. This 1618 level here, it's at 102K. This trend line right here is coming from the double top for Bitcoin back from 2021. So that trend line, when you draw it out, is where Bitcoin is stuck between right now. Now, yesterday, or on this candle, you will see it has a nice strong wick below, almost like a hammer candle. And you don't need to memorize names of candles. I'll share any knowledge I have with you guys. But with the large wick down, that tends to be a good thing that people are buying these levels, driving it back up. So you want to see Bitcoin maintain support at around this $96,000 level. Dojis like this mean undecided. So right now it's coiling in here. If Bitcoin starts to move above 102K, we're bullish. If it starts to move under this 96 give or take level, then we could see a correction down here somewhere in the high 80Ks, around 87. This is the 50-day moving average and another trend line that we've had since the bottom. Let's get into XRP and we'll take a look at this one. Okay, so XRP, if we zoom way out and we go to the top from last cycle at around $1.98, where did XRP get to recently? It came down, had a sell signal, buy signal, another sell signal, came right down to its former cycle high from 2021. Not its former all-time high, but just the last cycle. So that's right around $2. Now, in my opinion, I'm not an XRP person, but if I was, and I'm looking at discounted areas, there's good price action right here at the 786, also the 50-day moving average at the low $1.30s. That would be the beginning of discounted times. Now, any of you subscribers know I was not expecting XRP to go this high. So congrats to any XRP people, regardless of what cryptos I like or don't like. I like seeing y'all make money. But when it was down here in the 50s and 60s, I said, long term, it's not a bad area to buy. I said it was still a good deal area to buy. And so if XRP is something you like and you remove bias, then hey, is that a good level? But if we zoom out here and we take our fib, and again, the fib tool's right here. You can draw from the high to the low, from the most macro high to low from last cycle, and we take it off log. You can see XRP pretty much got to about the 1618 at about $3. So got close to there. Doesn't mean people aren't going to take profits right at that area, but it is having a good bounce. You want to see if this cycle high can maintain support. Otherwise, we have the discounts down there. And again, in order to take a look at price between the prior high and low, you have to make sure your fib's on log, and that's what we would be looking at. All right, let's go over to the next altcoin, Solana, and let's see how Solana's doing and where those discounted prices will be. We'll take a look at this one. So Solana, let's make sure this one's on log. We're not looking at price targets. We're looking at discounted levels. And let's go over the weekly. Now, personally, I like the moving averages on the weekly more than the daily. Right now, Solana does have a sell signal. But again, we have one of these nice hammer candles and wicks where this wick, that's looking pretty strong. So sometimes these sell signals, they don't play out for too long. They can get bought up again. So is this an area where it's going to go sideways? We'll see. You will see back here that Solana was in this channel. So I'd be curious to see if one of these 20 moving averages, one's an EMA, one's an SMA, if Solana got down somewhere around the 175 level, it could have a bounce off that channel. But if it re-entered that channel, then the 50-week moving average for me would be the beginning of discounted areas at around $1.50. Next, let's take a look at Doge. We're going to do Doge, Cardano, Link, and Near. Let's do this one. All right, sweet. So we got to put, I was looking at price targets because things were getting so bullish last time. So Doge, where are we at? Doge is right at around 42 cents. And so what's important about the 42 cent level, it's right at the 786. And I mentioned that this is always a risk that with altcoins that did well in prior cycles, if they aren't going to do well in the next cycle, that they can get stuck at the 786. That's what happened with XRP and Bitcoin Cash and many others in 2021. So do keep that in mind. Some altcoins that did very well in 21 may not get above their 786 fib. And again, that's if you take your fib and you draw to the high and the low, okay? And so if we go over, it is at the 786 discounted area. You do have the 50 way down here. We have obviously the 0.5 as well, and the 618. For me, the discounted area I'd be looking at, because the strength of that move would be around 19 cents, or let's just say the low 20 cent area. If we take a look at the daily, of course, you could see any of these daily moving averages come into play. You also have the 100-day moving average here at around 26. But outside of the fib and the moving average, if we just take a look at price action, I'm sure where volume is, there's probably a gap there. And so I would not be surprised to see it come down here where there's at least some price action. The 200-day moving average tends to be strong. So again, I'm just saying if this was to be bearish, that's where I would be suspecting a little bit of support. And a lot of crypto moves, I'll see this where it goes up, it retraces about 50%, and then it comes back. So in my opinion, that would be the discounted level to look for. Next, let's take a look at Cardano, however you want to pronounce it. And you can see it got just above the 618 there. Nice little doji there. Now it is all still green on the weekly, but the daily, you can see it's getting under that 618. The 0.5, it could have some good support. Started discounted territory here at around 82 cents. Does have that sell signal. Looks like it's possibly losing the 618. It's hanging on by a thread, so we'll see what happens there. And as far as the moving averages on the weekly, you can see there's some good convergence down here. So if it did come down to the 382, that would be about 60 cents. So 60 cents to 80 cents, good discounted territory there. Something to look for. Next, let's take a look at Link. And Link had this nice move up. You are seeing somewhat of a ceiling here as far as Chainlink goes. So let's zoom in on the daily. So right now, had this sell signal. Look at that candle. It's like a giant weird doji guy there. Sell signal, and you have the 618 here. So I would expect to see some support there. But if it were to break down and get to this level, you see there's good price action here, as well as the 50-day at around $17 to the $16 area. That would be the beginning of discount territory for me. And then obviously anything below that, I think you can just increase your dollar cost averaging into it if you liked Link. But again, you might wait for either these moving averages, the fibs. You can wait for a buy signal here on the green. Another thing you can do to dollar cost average in is you can take a look at stochastic RSI. I like to take a look at this one on the weekly. And when it gets down here and it starts curling upwards, blue above orange, that can be another DCA tool. But I like to combine those and see, okay, am I liking those levels? So a couple different ways for you guys to look at the discounted areas. I know it sucks to see things go down, but if you were buying in here, if you liked, whether it's a Link or something else with the same chart, if you liked it enough to buy it here at a premium at its yearly high, which is not smart, but if you did like it enough to buy there, then you should love buying it here, and you should be ecstatic about buying it here if it were to get there. So again, here at Market Psychology, I don't encourage people to gamble, but do your research, and we look for those discounted areas to see, okay, where are the good areas to buy? And you can increase accordingly at those levels. We'll take a look at NEAR, and then we will go over to Ethereum. So NEAR, it's been a hot minute since we've looked at this one. Let's extend our fib out. Really didn't get above that March high, so that's kind of surprising. NEAR with a little less strength, so you can see here that this is a lower high compared to here and here. It is at that 618, so if it comes back down, you see it as higher lows here. NEAR could come back down to this level, and if NEAR was at $4.50, give or take, I think that's good discounted territory for NEAR. Lastly, let's take a look at Ethereum. We didn't really take a look at that. Ethereum, if we take a look at those two peaks, yeah, that's possibly a double top. Now, Ethereum to me sort of represents the altcoin market in general, and if Ethereum's double topping, if TOTAL3, we'll take a look at TOTAL3 after that, is double topping, it's possible you could see Ethereum come down to this 2,500 level. So Ethereum, if it was in the 2,500 to 3,000 level, I'd say that's the beginning of discount territory next. And let's just take a look at altcoin markets overall. This is market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can see here that it got up to its former high all the way back here in November of 21. So it got to that level. Now it wicked above, but it's not closing above. So it is possible. You already see it there on the daily. It could be coming back down to one of these levels here at around 844 billion, or at worst possibly 673. But I'd be taking a look more around here at the 786, 844 billion. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, please comment below if there's any altcoins available on Coinbase or Robinhood you would like for me to take a look at. And let me know what you think of the market. So you think it's just a minor correction before it's just going to maybe coil and pop up, or that we may go lower? Maybe I'll put a poll out on my channel here as well. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.